What's up, ZZ Spectre here, and today I'm bringing you a drop zone gameplay on the map Resistance. And I'm going to apologize now because there was a host migration earlier on in the game and I lost the first part of it, but luckily it wasn't till it was early in the game, so I didn't lose too much of the clip, so that's pretty good. Today I'm going to teach you how to play drop zone. I'm going to give you tips on how to create your classes and how to play your games so that you can win them, and also give you tips and tricks to help you do better in your drop zone games. Well, the first thing I'm going to start with today is create a class. Right here I'm using the MP7 with the attachments proficiency and rapid fire and extended mags, and I'm using the perks Blind Eye, Blast Shield, and Sit Rep. In my opinion, these three perks are the best perks for drop zone. That's my opinion, and I'll tell you why later, but first things first, I guess we'll start with create a class and we'll go from there. When you're thinking of create a class, you kind of want to think, what gun is going to suit me best for the game type I'm playing? And for drop zone, you need to think, well, you're going to be in a lot of close quarters combat with the enemy when you're on the HQ or drop zone, whatever you want to call it, and the guns that would best satisfy that gameplay there would be submachine guns and shotguns, since they are more built for close quarters combat. And I like submachine guns more, honestly, because they give that option of a little bit more long range fighting and to kill people from long distances. And also I prefer submachine guns anyway, because I don't think shotguns are worth anything in this game for killing people, except for maybe the striker, but it's personal opinion. Any gun will do. You can use any gun you want. I mean, it's whatever works best for you, but that's just what I preferred, what I found works best. For perk wise, what I like to use is Blind Eye, Blast Shield, and Sit Rep, which is what I'm using now. And I think that these perks are the best because Blind Eye, for starters, you're invisible to all the air support except for UAVs, and when you think about that, when you're playing a game like Drop Zone where there's constant care packages being called in, you gotta think that you're gonna get a lot of kill streaks like Predators and attack helicopters and Reapers and whatnot, and using that perk helps keeps you hidden from those kill streaks, and which helps you do better because you're not getting killed by all the kill streaks from the care packages. The next perk I like to use is Blast Shield, and the reason I like to use Blast Shield is what sucks more in Call of Duty than walking around a corner or when you're capturing something and someone throws a grenade at you and you die by it and you have to start all over again. Well, that's why I like to use Blast Shield in Drop Zone, because when you're laying on the ground or something and you're capturing the HQ, there's a lot of people in this game mode that like to throw grenades on it to try and get you off of it. So when you're using Blast Shield, it gives you that extra edge and helps you survive those explosives, so that way you don't die and you can do better in the game. That's why I like to use it. The last perk that I like to use on my drop zone class is Sit Rep, and the reason I like to use Sit Rep is because it helps you see explosives that the enemy is throwing or has thrown down, and stuff like bouncing betties. When you're running on the HQ, if someone threw a bouncing betty down on the HQ or drop zone, it'll help you see it so that way you don't run into it and die by it. You can also see enemy grenades, and it'll help you run out of the way and warn your teammates about them. And also, the part that I like best about it is, in a game like Drop Zone where you have a huge variety of care packages, you can also see the booby-trapped care packages, and it'll allow you to warn your teammates to tell them so that way they don't pick it up and you die by the explosion. That's what I like about Sit Rep, and that's why I use that perk and also the other two perks as well. I mean, when you think of perks for Drop Zone, it's a personal opinion thing, considering, I mean, any game mode, perks for what you want to use is a personal opinion depending on what you do best with, but that's what I found that works best, so that's what I would recommend. I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to use a perk like Hardline, considering it wouldn't have any benefit to you in Drop Zone, because all it does is put you one less kill towards your kill streak, and 2 assists count as a kill for the pro version, and that wouldn't do any benefit in Drop Zone since the kill streak rewards are disabled, so using Hardline would be impractical. Other than that, perks are personal opinion again, just like the guns. It's whatever works best for you and whatever you prefer. So that's all I have to say about create a class setup, and we'll move on to the drop zone gameplay tactics. When you're playing drop zone there, or any objective game mode for that matter, you can play one of two ways. You can play offensively or defensively. When I'm playing drop zone, I like to play a more offensive manner, and in this game mode I played a more defensive manner because I wasn't on the drop zone a whole lot. I was kind of on the outskirts of it, killing people off of it, and that's good too because that also allows your teammates to stay on the drop zone and prevents them from dying from everybody else, and it also prevents the enemy from getting on the drop zone and earning care packages of their own. So that's the way I was playing in this game, but I usually like to play a more offensive type where I'm on the drop zone and I'm killing everybody and I'm earning care packages. That's usually how I like to play drop zone, but it just wasn't the case in this video. Alright, now there's a couple things that you can do to help you perform better in drop zone, and one of the things you can do is when you see the capture thing over the drop zone, when it turns red, meaning that there's an enemy capturing it, a good thing to do is to throw a grenade on it all the time. Another thing that you might want to do is when you're on the drop zone, you might want to look around a bit more, because when I was on this drop zone here, you guys will probably see it, that an enemy ran right past me and I didn't even see him, and he killed a teammate behind me with a rocket launcher and I didn't even notice it, and he just about killed me. So that's another thing you probably need to watch out for. Another tip I have for you guys is when you're on the drop zone or you're going for care packages on the drop zone, make sure that when you're going for the care packages that you think twice about what you're taking, because I made the mistake here of going after the UAV that I had earned twice and dying both times. So one thing that you need to make sure that you think about is the kill streak that you're going after. You want to make sure that you're not dying by something as common as a UAV, because it's just not worth it. The last tip I'm going to give you guys is for capturing and securing the drop zone. When you're capturing and securing the drop zone, the thing you might want to look at is look at the drop zone locations. If you notice at the locations that there's not a whole lot of them just sitting in the middle of the map, that's one thing you need to look at, is they're usually in places where there's a lot of stuff around it and where you can find little places to hide and sit down. So that's my suggestion to you, is when you're going there, you can lay down in one of those spots and secure the drop zone, and it'll allow you to capture the drop zone, get points to your team, and help you get your care packages. And also, when you're going on to the drop zone, check your corners to make sure that you don't get killed by someone sitting in one of those odd places or laying down in one of those odd places. Well, this gameplay is winding down here. The final score was 40-7. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. And if you did, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe.